The Girl. If you want military ghost stories, just ask any military police that's been around a while. We tend to see really weird crap late at night, especially around places where there's been a lot of warfare and death, like in Germany and in old hospitals. In Babenhausen, around the elementary school, there was always this particular area around the rear that would creep me out when I would walk around during security checks at night. It always seemed as though I was being watched. In '99, I found a side door to the school open. I radioed for another unit and backed up several feet to a corner to observe the door. It took about 20-30 minutes for my backup to arrive. I had a wall to my back, and I could see down the side of the building to the corner, about 70 or more feet. I was staring straight ahead and saw a figure appear at the far corner. It didn't come around the corner or anything, it just appeared. It was a young female, 9 to 12 years old, wearing a red jacket or cloak of some old style, maybe 20s, 50s. It must have been about 0200 or so. I started forward and told the figure that it was late and she needed to go home. She just kind of vanished. I sprinted forward to the corner to see if she had just run around the edge. The area was open, and I got there less than 10 seconds after she disappeared. She was nowhere to be seen. I shined my surefire around the building, couldn't locate her. I went back to my position, and when my backup got there, we cleared the building. They said they had heard noises in the gym like someone bouncing a basketball, but no one seemed to be inside. They did find a basketball in the gym, though. I told them what I had seen. My team leader just laughed and said, "A lot of stuff like that happens at night." A hostile light. This happened at Malmstrom AFB over in Montana, sometime in November. One coworker said he was checking a site, I can't remember which one, when he spotted a single bright light moving around a farmer's field outside the restricted area. It started to move towards the site, and he assumed it was hunters with the spotlight. He got on the loudspeaker of his vehicle and gave a warning not to approach the site. Immediately, the light went 0 to 60 directly at their vehicle. The vehicle abruptly turned off, the engine, radio, and headlights all dying. He managed to scream into his handheld radio, "They're going to ram us," as his Alpha departed the vehicle in a hurry. He threw himself flat across the seat for impact, which never happened, because the light appeared to stop directly on a dime, just short of striking their vehicle. When he sat up, the light was slowly retreating away from them, and then quickly moved away till it vanished up and over a hill. The vehicle suddenly came back to life, the engine just restarting on its own. How he didn't soil his own shorts, I don't have any idea. When I was stationed at MacDill AFB, we lived in base housing, and while I was on temporary duty, my wife used to say she would hear clanging up at night. She said it was as if something was trying to escape the walls and pull itself out. After we ended up moving from there, I found out from an airman that back in the 1950s, someone had killed their daughter and hid her body up in the attic. They had lived in the same unit we did. I never did tell my wife, though, because she would surely have freaked out. F.E. Warren Air Force Base in Cheyenne, Wyoming is extremely haunted. Not only is there ghosts of soldiers who once served there, but there's also Crow Creek running through the base, right where the Crow Creek Massacre occurred. My fiancé was walking around at midnight one night, down a dirt road running alongside the creek, when he heard the screams of women and children. He described it as sounding very faint, but like it was coming from right next to him. buildings that are under construction, and including a building said to be contaminated with polio, had been the site of many instances of believed paranormal activity. Strange noises have been heard, and there have been possible sightings of a figure in the window. Women's desperate screams have been heard at the fam camp, but whenever security forces would go in and investigate, the screams would shift and seem to come from some different location. The base was built back in 1867, so it is very old and has been the site of many occurrences of soldier apparitions dressed in full cavalry uniform from their time. There are many more stories that come from this base, and I would love to see it get investigated and see if we could find solid proof.